don't sit in your apartment all alone. You poor, you fat, you're gay, you're dumb. You got a disease and you can't come. Whatever it is, there's better help. We employ the best grifters on the market. I'm kidding. They're all great. It's all great. They're licensed professionals.
What?
Wow.
I truly don't know how he can get away with that. And like, are they paying him? My question, is that a fake ad?
No, they are ostensibly they're paying him.
He literally said, "We're the best grifters on the market." That was Tim Dillon is the only comic whose podcast, my favorite part is the ads.
I mean, the CBD airplane one was...
He truly paints such rich landscapes, whole worlds.
The guy with the details, I've never seen anyone more detail fixated than Tim Dillon.
He is like fucking Hemingway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he is.
Fitzgerald. He's just like every...
But off the cuff. He doesn't have to toil. He's
And-
so brilliant that it just pours through him.
It pours through him, and within the context of like an erectile dysfunction, chewable. You know what I mean?
Fucking your way into the lower middle class.
Lower middle class. This is Stalking Tim Dillon.
Yeah.
First episode, I guess. You know.
STD.
STD. Should we look at the camera like kind of suspiciously? I kind of am guilty every time. Or is it just like they're watching us?
You know, maybe when we really want to drive a point home, we...
Just a little Jim Halpert. If someone says, if we have a guest on and they say something anti-Tim Dillon, we'll, you know.
Who the fuck is going to say anything anti-Tim Dillon?
No one we would bring on, just for the record. And if it does happen...
They're getting tossed off the porch. We, like Tim, are live from the porch.
We're all live from the porch. We're on a high story. We're high enough off the ground where we could easily toss someone to their death, if need be. We hope it doesn't come to that.
We hope someone's not stupid enough to not.
Why are we here? We love Tim Dillon.
We love Tim Dillon. He occupies a very large chunk of our headspace.
Mm-hmm. I've started thinking in the rhythm of the podcast. Sometimes.
I think about him a lot. I search his Instagram more than like, you know, a chick getting over an ex-boyfriend. Like, yeah. I start to miss him in my day. If I haven't seen a new story or something, I'll just scroll through, you know, rewatch the Disney World clip.
Such a
at
good
least
one.
Once a day.
Check it out if you haven't. I'm sure you have. Anyone listening to this is already on board. Anyone listening to this is like, yep. This
Boomers.
is the first time. Just to get this out of the way, this is the first time we've ever stalked anyone. We're virgins. We're virgin stalkers. It feels good to have a partner. I've never stalked anyone, but I'm glad I have a group to start.
Right.
You know?
It is. It's kind of exciting. I mean, we're stalking somebody.
Yeah. And Tim Dillon's on the rise. We're also big like Brent Morin fans, but he's too big, you know. He's gone. He probably already has a ton of stalkers.
Yeah. We're getting in on the ground floor esque. But I think the ground
has
floor
been out for a while.
Right. And I think, by the way, any moment now it's going to be like reverse Tower of Terror, where he is truly like, you know, I feel like he's...
What would you call that, like, reverse Tower of Terror? Is that like those little bungee
I think
trampolines?
It's the Tim Dillon elevator to success. I think it's going to be that. I think, you know, he's like 8 or 9 years in, he said. I think this next year is just going to be... I think he's going to be potentially the most famous person alive.
He just did a podcast with Logan Paul. That's when we knew. We were like, we got to go now.
Yeah.
We got to get in.
We're too late. Almost.
We're almost already too late, but no one else. You know, this is like a companion podcast for the Tim Dillon podcast.
And one came up with the Stalking Tim Dillon STD.
Oh, yeah.
You've caught STDs.
We are now STDs that you've caught. You can't get rid of us. That's
right.
That's It's very.
There's no pill. There's no blue chew you can take. You can't call it BetterHelp.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you can't go to your gyno. They're like, you have to.
No, we're here to stay.
20 somethings that are obsessed with the podcast,
and it's his fault.
It is.
Don't be that good.
Yeah.
And then not expect a few STDs.
Yeah, this is a bit we've been working out. It's very brilliant. It's very good. It's
it's
kind
excellent.
of a bit genius, if I may.
Tim, feel free to steal it.
Feel free to take it. Anything. This is all property of Tim Dillon, as far as I'm concerned. Anything that happens on here, this is just a an extension of his thing.
Right. So why are we doing this? Does it feel productive? Does it feel important? Is the marketplace screaming for us to speak about Tim Dillon?
Does it feel productive? No. Does it feel important? Yes. It feels
we
important.
feel compelled.
We do feel compelled. It's
important to us, and we understand that us speaking about Tim Dillon's podcast, it's,
our target audience is one person. You know what I mean? The odds of this being incredibly... Right. The only reason that I think this might be successful is because Tim Dillon is such a magnetic personality. Right. Like, I listen to his podcast and I'm like, I want more. I want two people way less funny than him bantering back and forth about,
Right.
It's like a react video.
Absolutely.
There's these channels. Have you seen these channels? It's like two people watching stand-up clips and just being like, yeah, that was a good clip.
This is the thing.
This is huge on the internet.
And we've reduced ourselves to that thing. But
this is basically what we're doing now. It's humiliating. I don't know how do you think Tim would feel about this?
Well, I think he would appreciate the fact that we are so obsessed with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think, he would sort of see it as a sign of intelligence.
Right. Our intelligence. The fact that we appreciate him on such a level only speaks very highly of us.
Right. Because these are such bizarre, tricky times. Mm-hmm. And I think the only person truly navigating them and actually bringing truthful commentary is Tim Dillon.
Tim Dillon
his understanding of the world and his ability to make it hysterical.
He's an intellectual.
Nobody else is doing. He is a great mind.
He's well read. You said that. You can tell. You know what I mean?
Well, what I say is he is in a Trump world. He is the Oprah Winfrey, and we need the Tim Dillon Book Club yesterday.
And that's what this is. Tim Dillon Book Club would have been the name, but we got to be a little tongue-in-cheek.
We couldn't, but the STD thing is so quick. It's such
We had a list of names. Someone brought up the acronym. It was game over. It was done. It was cement.
Right.
There's nothing we could do.
We struck gold in that moment.
We're big fans of wordplay. Let's move on. It's not important.
It is what it is. It's a clever thing.
It's kind of really, really genius. Not Tim Dillon level, but come on.
Hey.
Yeah.
We don't claim to be Tim Dillon level genius.
And we never will. But
never. I could lock myself away for 60 years with the finest literature. I wouldn't come out.
With half the intelligence of
the guy's
our
mind
Lord and
is
Savior.
On fire.
I mean, truly.
In Tim Dillon we trust.
Yeah, fucking, you know what I mean? I think this is a T, and then we do a D, right?
T,
D.
That's good.
That's pretty good.
We should have dressed like
Catholic. We should have.
One of us in
both get his haircut. What do you think of that?
You're close.
I'm pretty close.
His hair's looking good. I think the keto is even going to the hair. The
Let's
skin
talk about
and the
the
hair.
keto. Oh,
Can
man.
we talk about the keto?
We've been fans for a while now.
Right.
Tim, if you're watching this, you're looking great, buddy.
I mean,
wow.
I want to put you through conversion therapy.
I
want to whip that boy straight. I wanted to whip him straight pre-keto.
And,
post-keto.
Post-keto, she wants to, defy your whole sexuality, which is, I'm against it, but I completely understand.
Do we think you're TD's type?
I don't know. It's impossible to know. I'm a straight guy,
he's made it quite
so
clear.
He's probably into that.
Right. Right. I think you're his type.
I'm obsessed with him, but not,
You vaguely look like you could be related to him.
Yeah.
similar
she said
coloring.
I looked like a twink before we started rolling.
Yeah.
I don't know. Leave it in the comments.
He's made it quite clear, not to an Epstein extent, but he has made it vividly clear.
Right.
I mean, even on this most recent episode.
He likes them younger. Legal. He likes them legal.
Just barely legal.
Barely legal, okay?
He likes them deaf.
Deaf, blind.
and dumb.
He
but
likes
then
a barely legal Helen Keller haircut on a boy.
He retracted on the dumb. So you've got a shot if you're willing to just
I'm not surprised by that.
stick some needles in your eye.
He's a smart guy. You know what I mean? He wants someone he can manipulate but also have a conversation with, right in the sweet spot.
I'm not convinced about the retraction. Felt a little bit
forced.
I mean, he doesn't pander. We know this to be true.
He does not, which is why we love him.
Which is why we love him. He is committed to one thing, and that is being
fucking hilarious.
Fucking hilarious, real.
He's a real deal.
And great. Truly great.
That's why it was really funny to see him next to Logan Paul, who I think is just the antithesis of everything he stands for.
Yeah, he is, truly.
Tim Dillon blew Logan Paul out of the water, as expected.
Obviously.
It's
My God, did anyone watch that?
Logan
Wanting to hear what
he's
Logan
all
Paul had to say?
Exterior. He's a pretty boy with the haircut.
I don't think he's hot.
He wants to get views. He's trying to
Tim Dillon wants the views.
People. Tim Dillon wants views.
He was pissed about Meghan McCain. The 30,000 on Twitter.
He was.
He basically said he went transgender for it. Which, by the way, Tim, you were enjoying that Lane Bryant blazer a little too much. You looked nice. There's no denying it.
We hope you put it back on.
I'd love to see it again.
But, hey, buddy. I mean...
He liked it. He liked the whole Lane Bryant experience.
Smizing. You can see it in the eyes when someone's very comfortable.
That selfie he posted?
Yeah. I hope next time he goes with shoulder pads.
That's some real good character work for somebody who's just
acting,
a comic, not an actor. Yeah,
we do have to give him credit. He's been acting since he was just a boy, though.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The very young age. Shit. He's a child.
I don't think... as brilliant as all his sketches are, they don't feel transformative. I think he thinks the wigs do a lot of the heavy lifting. No matter what character he's playing, it's Tim Dillon screaming.
He doesn't do a voice.
No voice.
He doesn't change his cadence, his rhythm.
He's like, I put on a fucking wig. What more do you want from me? It's like, okay.
Okay. All right, Tim. You could put a little effort in.
But do we laugh?
Oh, we do.
Oh, we laugh our asses off.
We do. He's a great man. I don't even agree with him half the time, the things he's saying. But I always respect him. You know what I mean? He's always
he walks
so
you
funny.
through his logic, and it's always clever.
I always get it. I feel called out.
His takes are fascinating.
Yeah, for sure.
They're never obvious.
No.
And they're always...
He'll open up with a take, and I'll be like, okay.
And then I'll walk Tim. You through it.
I trust you. You know what I mean? Like, that's wild to say, but I trust you.
Of course.
And then I'll end up enlightened. I always feel enlightened.
I do too.
Yeah.
I not even jokingly, I think he is one of the great minds of our time.
Yeah, I agree.
Talk about unique. And in today's society, I just watched that Christian Dior documentary, and he said that, he was so successful because the time he came in, his vision was exactly what society needed at that moment. And that feels a little bit like Tim Dillon. I mean, I could have seen him in the 80s too, but right now...
He doesn't give a shit about PC stuff or what the industry's looking for or trying to be successful.
No, and
the Dr. Drew thing made me laugh so hard.
Oh my God, I know.
It was 20 minutes of him talking about how he just blew
on
off.
A toilet.
He was in the Trump Hotel.
I would have shown up to that thing 20 hours early. I would have slept outside Dr. Drew. I would have been rehearsing my bit.
Yeah.
I would have been writing shit down, panic stricken. I probably would have done a 3-day juice cleanse. This dude's taking a dump at the Trump Tower.
Doesn't even
forgets about it.
He sends a lazy lie email. A lazy
lie.
And then turns
for
it
a brilliant
into
guy, just
hilarious content. He got banned from one of the biggest podcast networks.
Doesn't give a shit. Doesn't need it.
He wanted to go to the beach.
I mean,
eat some food, eat some shellfish, go to the Trump Hotel, check it out.
He doesn't kiss ass.
He doesn't.
He bets on himself over. He doesn't play it scared ever.
Mm-mm.
Example being the advertisements he's doing.
Yeah.
He
is begging
he's slapping
to just
faces.
Lose those advertisements.
This is what Tim Dillon's doing. He's just walking around everywhere, slapping people in the face, and we're all going more,
Yes.
begging for more.
In a reality TV era, he is the hero we've been waiting for.
Yeah, because reality,
he's real.
He's real.
It's not scripted.
And right now,
it's fucking hardcore truth every single second.
And businesses are like massive, like networks and stuff. They're too scared to make any misstep because they will feel the wrath of society.
They're just being taken down by the authenticity.
And because of that, they are creating absolute bullshit that nobody even wants.
No.
Like he was saying how art is becoming so stupid.
Yes.
Bring the funny.
It's predictable.
Nobody wants it. And then he does like a 2-minute sketch.
Yeah.
And people are barreled over. But, the guy should have his own show, but it's just like he's a fucking lunatic.
Now, he is unhinged.
He's unhinged.
He's
in the best way.
He's a maniac.
He's liberated.
He's liberated. That's
liberated.
What it is.
He's enlightened.
Because he's...
And liberated.
It's not like he's just a crazy person ranting on the street.
Absolutely not.
He's like very intelligent, well-read. He knows what he's talking about. And he's just hitting you with the truth. But the truth is so outlandish.
The truth is isolating, too.
It's so off-putting
He's
at
operating.
times.
He's not operating.
No, not here. He is
with the masses.
Above, okay? He's on another level.
We're all
he did
plebeians.
Drugs. He was doing drugs in 8th grade. He got a head start on all of us in terms of like seeing the higher planes.
Tommy?
Mm-hmm.
Life in the big city.
How long is that? Wait, hold on. 17 minutes. I mean, here's the thing. I don't mean to just stop us, but this is the first episode. We're figuring it all out.
Right. Tim will be better for you, babe.
And you know what? This has been good.
Hey.
Let's talk about how we first came in contact with Tim Dillon.
My God.
I was a bit traumatized. First of all, I think I saw him for the first time on that Netflix show.
Right.
He did the 15 comedy lineup.
And
I think it was comedy lineup.
He clearly stole that show.
Oh, incredible.
Where's his fucking hour?
Taylor Tomlinson was great, but I remember watching them all being like, oh, who are these people, And then Tim Dillon, he went last. They put him last. Makes sense. Crushed.
I love when he says something is so nice.
Yeah.
The British baking show. He's like, it's so nice.
Yeah. He has a soft spot. He has a soft side.
He's very empathetic.
He's sensitive. He is.
He's very empathetic.
He has like this two sides of himself because he has this sociopathy that he uses for comedy. His sociopath side is like a tool where he breaks things down and he shows you the raw details. But him as a person, he has a sensitive, emotional side.
And he has an insane emotional intelligence. I feel like the reason he's able to be so wacky is because he actually has like a profound understanding of how humans operate. And I think he's a loving guy, would be my guess. Like,
there's something about born and bred New York comics. And I think the same
Eddie
can be said.
Pepitone, Colin
Quinn. We love Colin Quinn. He's the best.
They're in the vein of Tim Dillon, like the brash, loud, angry, but
also they've seen being raised in New York City. It's like you see so much, many different cultures. Their understanding
of humanity
from
is
a young age. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Versus I'm from the Valley.
Right. Yeah.
I'm from outside Boston. I'm not claiming to be Miss Cosmopolitan either, but I think
I'm from North Carolina, small town. It's like I've gotten a lot of experience with a certain type of people.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But Tim Dillon, he's seen a lot.
He's seen a lot.
Seen it all.
And his childhood seemed even how he was encountering these characters, people who weren't playing by the rules, because he kind of grew up like the dude
Criminals, felons,
Dennis
Russian
drinking wine,
elbows with a lot of felons.
Dennis drinking wine out of a Burger King cup. These were his formative years. This is the shit Tim Dillon was seeing. Other people's moms were going, hey, here are the cookies, sweetie.
Not in his life. You know
and that's why
he's doing
with the details he's so rich, partially.
Yeah.
Because think of what he was exposed to, and like with his mind, he's just soaking it all in.
Right. A lot of urban experiences, but also like kind of like white people in Long Island. It's like a specific niche.
I bet Tim as a child was going to the TJ Maxx, going to the Ralph Lauren section.
Yeah.
And trying to pull off the like Locust Valley, Long Island, the like waspy. I bet that was the crew.
I feel like people in his crew maybe would like steal from a mall. You remember those people? The type of people who would
steal from the mall to then go hang out with the rich people. Tim belongs
he knew
amongst
a lot of people who went to mall jail. Do you know these people? They would brag about how they went to mall jail. They're like in middle school. They're like, yeah, I've been to mall jail. What? They're talking about, they went into a Hollister. They tried to shove a shirt down their pants and then like hobble out, and they got stopped by a 30-year-old man who's just, like a 60-year-old security guard who's just been in the game too long. He's just waiting for the lung cancer to kill him.
Where we could have used some of that high security with Epstein.
Right? Since when do malls have better security
than Jeffrey Epstein
and the FBI? We won't get into it. We don't want to get taken out.
No one can talk about Epstein. We're not. That's Tim Dillon.
That's Tim Dillon's territory. I mean,
the New York Times doesn't cover Epstein. Let's not even. Let's not embarrass ourselves more than we already are.
It'll be a shell of what it could be.
We're sitting on a fire escape.
That's right. If we call it a porch. You're thinking, why is the camera 12 feet? It's on the stairs. It's on a staircase.
Because we didn't have room.
There is no room.
And if we eventually have guests, they're just going to be standing
somewhere
right
awkwardly. Yeah.
There's literal garbage bins right beneath us.
I think one is in frame.
Good.
Good.
We want to let him really know where we're at.
You put on a comedy show. You got Tim Dillon on it. We're both Tim Dillon fans.
Did I get Tim Dillon on it, though?
You got it on. Well, you got him on it. You booked me specifically
correct.
Because we both love Tim Dillon. I was so excited.
I was going to have dinner with Tim Dillon. That was part of the deal. I said, Tim, anything you want.
Anything you want.
The venue was going to take care
30 minutes to 2 hours to 3 hours.
I mean, I toiled away trying to get ready.
Mm-hmm. We both
I was really weeks leading up to it. Man, I was fine tuning those bits because I wanted to impress Timmy.
He sees it. He takes us on the road.
Mine was racing with possibilities. Hey,
fantasies.
I need a new girlfriend whose career isn't as far along as mine. Yeah, I thought we were going to be a package deal. I'm hounding him day of. Tim.
Timmy.
Need anything? Can I confirm?
This
no
is
response.
Way before he's on a Logan Paul podcast.
Right.
This is months ago.
And remember, his fame is literally
in the past
shooting
month, he's
up.
almost doubled in fame.
It's
rightly so.
He's a meteor shower, this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I start sweating. Hardcore.
Yeah.
I'm sweating. I'm not getting any radio silence from Tim Dillon.
I get to the venue.
I've been telling everyone and their mom. I mean, I've been posting this on Instagram.
Promoting.
Calling friends back home. Everyone knows. Tim Dillon.
I told a lot of my friends.
The show is packed.
Yeah.
Lots of people.
People came.
People I didn't know. And a woman goes, the women on that show were filthy. And you said Tim Dillon was going to be here.
Right. He didn't end up showing up. Which
he was nice,
totally
though. He sent a nice message.
Very nice guy.
He got a spot at this comedy store, and I was like,
what are you going to do?
Tim.
That's the game.
Tim, I get a spot at the comedy store. I'm going to the comedy store. No
Yeah.
harm, no foul. Listen, I get it.
Only
all right?
made us like him more.
Right.
Truly.
Right.
I got booked on another show with Tim Dillon on it. Same thing happened.
Right.
I've been hurt.
Yeah.
But now I'm hungry for it. You know what I mean?
And it's
I
what
wasn't
happened
ready.
today.
It
What
was my
happened
fault.
today, Tommy? What happened today?
Got booked on another show.
With who's headlining?
Tim
Not
Dillon.
you.
Tim Dillon.
Not
in January.
you.
Not me. Never me.
You and Tim Dillon are on a show.
We'll see what happens.
Who's
I hope he
headlining
drops out
though?
because, you know,
If you and
what
Tim
would I
Dillon
even
are
say
on
to
the
him?
same show, who's the headliner?
It's Tim Dillon.
Right,
How about
exactly.
if anyone's on a show with Tim
Dillon.
Dave Chappelle,
I don't
Tim
give a
Dillon?
fuck.
Let's be honest.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Fucking Tim
You know what the
Dillon.
thing is? Tim Dillon makes you laugh from that place that's deep and it's dark,
That
and that's where the
guttural-
good
that
stuff
Patrice
is.
O'Neill laugh. He talks about it on Twitter from time to time.
I'm not really on Twitter, which I know Tim makes a fucking splash.
He does. He
takes a
mostly
lot of heat.
posts similar things to what he says on the podcast. He posts his videos.
The podcast is the
People
best thing
retweet
going.
them.
Tim, seriously, sincerely, thank you for it.
Yes. All right,
Next
we're about
episode,
26
we're gonna
minutes
have
now.
you have Blue Chew.
Yeah,
We're
next
doing
episode,
the promo code.
maybe we'll have a guest, me, whoever's with us.
Right.
We're both going to take a Blue Chew. We're going to be hard the whole podcast.
We're gonna have a Wix site,
We're going to build a Wix site,
Stalking Tim Dillon.
stalkingtimdillon.com.
And we're doing a GoFundMe.
What are you going to do? You're going to be on some CBD?
I'm sober, but I'm gonna do the CBD.
You know what we might do? We might even call BetterHelp on the podcast and talk to them about our obsession with Tim Dillon.
Yes.
Something
That's
like
great.
That. We've got bits.
Yeah, and we're
okay?
doing a GoFundMe, make Tim Dillon a billionaire, because we believe a mind like yours should have billions of dollars, not Jeffrey Epstein.
This is the last thing we'll talk about. There's so many billionaires, so few of them are funny.
Right.
Mark Cuban forces it for Shark Tank.
Yeah, and it's
You know,
hit or
It's
miss.
like, sure, you're a billionaire. You can afford
He
to make
takes
those
a lot
jokes.
of swings.
We want
has
a
a lot of
real,
misses. We want a real
fucking
right.
working class funny person. We build them up to a billionaire.
That's what we want.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the world needs.
What the world needs now is Tim Dillon to be a billionaire.
Really though, I mean, the guy should be, for
Who
God's
wrote that
sakes.
song? I don't know.
Tony Cloud. No,
Yep. Tony Cloud.
Don't do pop quizzes and make me look like a fucking idiot
Sorry,
in front
this
of
is
Tim Dillon.
this is a bad, horrible.
Don't do that to me.
Did you hear that crow? He's a Tim Dillon
It's a
fan.
nice porch.
Oh, the moon is out. That's nice. Anyways, is that good for today?
I think that's more than good.
I think that's great.
think that's
what
great.
an episode. What a way to start it. All right. Listen, subscribe, go to the website, follow Tim Dillon. Mostly follow Tim Dillon. If you
Follow Tim Dillon.
Follow Tim Dillon.
You obviously do if you're even.
We don't even tell
open
people to subscribe to our podcast. We're like, subscribe to Tim
Listen,
Dillon Show.
We've got way too many followers. Please help our boy.
Trust me. Help out our buddy Tim. He needs every fucking thing he can get. He's been ghosted. What is it? No. Shadow banned. He's been shadow banned by Instagram. So, we haven't yet. So
No, we
follow
haven't.
him.
We're not very controversial because nobody gives a fuck.
We're using our platform.
We're a
as
couple of
non-shadow banned.
wholesome cuties.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Who are now stalkers.
East Coast cuties, baby.
We're STDs, baby.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. And we'll be back next week.
We'll be back.
Oh.
And we'll be back, and we'll be back,
We
and we'll
didn't
be
even-
back some more.
Yeah.
And guess what, Tim? We don't give a fuck if anyone's following us, because we're following you.
We could talk about it for so much longer, but we have to end it
I
because
know.
we need
We've
short
right,
episodes.
we do.
We're early.
We do.
No one cares.
No one.
No one likes it. No one cares.
Right.
They will. They will.
We'll get better.
Yeah,
We'll get better.
If
We'll
you're
get
listening to
better.
this, you're thinking, we'll get better.
Stick with us.
We will get better.
We'll work hard. We'll put it in. We'll put in the
Better
work.
help. Okay.
Fat
All right.
boy.